Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Jai Gobind. This is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and also for giving the video a thumbs up. And I again want to thank everyone for all the support that you guys have given me in 2019, and I'm so excited for what 2020 will bring for us and this beautiful channel for grace community. Make sure that you also check out my Instagram. You can follow me there. It's at Channel for Grace. Facebook page, Jai Gobind, and a Facebook group called Channel for Grace Soul Tribe. If you would like to book an astrology reading with me, we now have available two types of astrology readings. One of them is the shorter mini version life purpose natal chart reading for 108, and then we do have the extended astrological natal chart reading where we go very deep into your natal chart and also look at the major transits of 2020 and how they will be affecting you, so you get a clear idea of what 2020 is literally bringing to you. And that is $333. I also have an Etsy shop, so feel free to check that out. It's Eagle Star Jewels on Etsy. And this video is all about your January of 2020 prediction, and it is a pick a card reading, so make sure that you check these 4 piles of cards out and you pick the one intuitively that aligns with you the most. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Go ahead and take your pick, and the timestamps are in the description of the video. Again, thank you guys so much for your support, and let's get into the readings. Pile number 1, let's see what we have for you. I love these cards that you got. You start with the Buddha, Mars, Aquarius, and the Yod of Destiny. So the Buddha represents your theme for the month, and Mars, Aquarius, and the Yod, the astrological formation of a Yod, are the 3 astrological influences. So we're going to start with the Buddha and what the Buddha represents for you. Buddha literally means one who is aware. Buddha is not just one person, but anyone who has an aware and blessed soul. Right now, that is you. You have woken up to your true self and let go of the illusions that were binding you to the material world. You have taken off the mask of security and given a good look into the vastness of your own soul. You have realized that nothing is inherently good or bad, but rather just is. You understand the non-dual nature of the world and are letting go of judgments of the mind. Hold the knowledge that we are all Buddha nature. It just takes remembering. So this energy that represents your theme for the month means that for the month of January, what you are doing is you are coming from a place of a different perspective. And the reason that you have reached this perspective is because you've been doing the work and you have been learning a new way of being in the world, one that neither forces nor, hides, but finds this perfect balance right in the middle, because the Buddha is that energy of enlightenment as well. And so it's being okay with all that is. And that's the theme for you for this month. Now, the 3 astrological influences, Mars is about taking action. Aquarius is about knowing, and the Yod is about destiny. So this is for you. You are to take action to understand how the world works and to understand how you fit into the whole, arena of destiny. What is your destiny? Are you living out your destiny? Are you taking, the actions that you are supposed to be taking so that you really truly know how to proceed in your life? And do you feel that connection? Do you feel that connection to, your life path, your destiny? But right now, I feel like you are going in the right direction, especially because the Yod of Destiny it points to a certain, aspect. It points to a certain planet, or it always points to a certain connection. And this is a powerful place, a powerful placement, and a powerful, what we would say, conversation or activation of your destiny. And so right now for you, what I would say to focus on is don't overdo things, don't overthink things, but know how to find the perfect balance between taking action towards what you really want to do and then giving yourself also time to rest. So you're not overdoing it. You're not going too much, because Mars can be, impulsive because it is ruled by Aries. But there is a balance between action and rest. And I think that you will instinctively, or just naturally this month, figure out that balance, and it'll show you a perspective that you've never seen before in your life. Now you get the 3 divine oracle cards. First one is Just Say Yes, which I love. Second one is Fill Up Your Well. And the third one is Birthing a New Age. I love these cards. These are beautiful. These are the Rebecca Campbell oracle cards. So what she is saying here is there's opportunities ahead of you, and there's things happening that you need to listen to, and you need to go ahead and do them. And so this makes sense. When you get Mars and then you get this yes card right next to it, it's like, go ahead and take the action. Go ahead and do it. And then the beautiful thing about this next card, Fill Up Your Well, it's about that. I was just saying this. It's like retreat, rest, and refuel. You have to find the balance between taking action and giving yourself the time to take it all in. And the third card, Birthing a New Age, totally connects with this yacht of destiny, because it does point towards the fact that what is happening right now on the planet is a birthing of a new age. And you are a part of that. And so when you understand your part in this bigger whole of birthing a new age, you will realize how much you make a difference here, how much you matter in this transition, in this shift of humanity. So you are yourself birthing new creations and dreaming a new world into being at the same time. Now, your teacher of the month is Charity. Your spiritual guide for the month is Charity. And she's about prayer and contemplation. I love these beautiful roses that she's got on her head. And the color red is very much it's the root chakra. There's red, there's orange, there's purple, and there's blue in these cards. And that's the root chakra, the second chakra, the throat, and the third eye. So there's a little bit of, there's grounding around you. There's opportunities for you to ground. Also, the rose itself represents the heart center and the heart chakra itself. And we can travel, through our heart center to connect with our soul and to listen to our soul. So Charity is going to be guiding you towards connecting with your heart center and connecting with your soul, and also prayer and contemplation. Those two things, they require an open mind and an open heart. And that's very much the Aquarius energy and also the Buddha energy. So the Buddha is that contemplation that leads to awareness, and prayer is the surrender to a higher force or a higher power, and understanding how important that is for us to really evolve ourselves. The animal spirit guide that you get for the month is the tiger, which is very much connected to the moon and the goddess. So these two cards of this beautiful goddess with the roses reminds me of the sisterhood of the rose. And the tiger with the moon is like the moon goddess and how we flow with the moon. And so this is the sacred divine feminine showing up here in your reading. But the tiger is about the lunar force. It's also about having ease in the darkness, and it is that feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power, which is literally what the Buddha did. This is crazy. That's what he did. He sat by the tree, right? The Buddha tree, or the tree of life, or whatever you want to call it, and he meditated in silence until he became enlightened. So, but he did get tempted, and that's that kind of taps into that darkness that the tiger is able to sort of walk through. And you're learning, I feel like you're cultivating your powers. You're learning what you're all about. And it's a very exciting time because when you have your powers like this activated and then you become aware of them, that adds potency to that. So the crystal that you get is lepidolite. And I'll read to you what lepidolite is all about, but I love that beautiful purple color. Again, that purple color is the third eye chakra, and also the crown chakra as well. So lepidolite appears to tell you to slow down and to simplify, for you have been turning your attention and your energy to far too many different things, distracting yourself from the wisdom available to you. If you feel lost and overwhelmed, it's no wonder. Fortunately, lepidolite spirit is here to focus you. Think about how satisfying it is to do one task from beginning to end with mindfulness, free of all the noise that distracts you and keeps you from feeling a sense of completion. There is always more to do, but life becomes more manageable when you recognize that refocusing over and over again will only exhaust you and slow you down. Remain present. That's so Buddha, you guys. And Mars is the action that this lepidolite is talking about. Doing just one thing, and your courage, conviction, and confidence will return. Wow, that's amazing. Take on one task at a time. Then it will be easier to hear the quiet voice of your intuition, which will guide you in prioritizing. What needs to get done will get done, and your life will become more manageable if you follow this crystal's lead. And I pulled one more card to end your reading, and it is the card of abundance. And in general, this is another theme for you for this month, and it is abundance. And what I want to give you, before we end this reading is taking action towards the things that you love, and understanding that as you begin to turn on that momentum and turn on that power, it'll just continue to grow. And in the end, all of this beautiful connection that I'm seeing here, all of this connecting to the divine feminine and feeling that grounded energy, that like your heart center is just like fully open, that energy is going to bring in abundance into your life. But it really takes you to really focus. And like lepidolite says, do one thing at a time. Give yourself the time to make sure that you are completing your tasks and you're not throwing too many things on your plate. When you do that, that's mindfulness. That's mindful living, which is literally what the Buddha teaches. So I hope this reading resonated with you. Let me know in the comments what your experience of it was, what coincidences or things came up for you that were exciting. And definitely give this video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. And if you also haven't, please subscribe. And I will be seeing you guys next month for your February reading. Sat Nam. Pile number 2, let's see what we have for you. All right, so we begin your reading with Anahata, which is the heart chakra, the color green, the 5th house of creativity, Pluto, the planet of transformation, and also ruler of the 8th house of endings and beginnings are your 3 astrological influences. So we'll talk about the heart chakra first. Your heart, this card means your heart has opened its chambers to new possibilities, and the light is coming through to soothe its dark corners. This love heals all and allows you to feel all people for their greatest potential, including yourself. By putting down your armor, you are truly able to use the intelligence of your heart, which will always guide you in the right direction. Trust the journey of the heart. It may not always make sense to the mind, but it is aware of the possibilities the mind cannot yet envision. When you truly live a heart-centered life, there is nothing left to fear. Meditate on the color green and practice heart-opening yoga poses to aid in the journey. The heart center is about opening yourself up to life. letting yourself live freely. You can see in these pictures, they're dancing, they're free, they're open. It's pretty much like childlike energy, that innocence about life that is so beautiful when you allow yourself to be in that space. Now, the fifth house of creativity is, when you open up your heart, your creative juices start to flow. Because opening up the heart is, in a sense, allowing the Kundalini energy to rise beyond the heart chakra, because the Kundalini sits at the base of the spine. So allowing the Kundalini energy to rise up through the chakras, and the heart is the center, and it's like the gateway, the bridge between the lower chakras and the upper chakras. And when that creative energy, when that Kundalini energy is able to flow up through the higher centers, that's when it really opens you up to see like a whole new world. And that's what Pluto is doing right now in general for all of us, with this Pluto and Saturn conjunction that's happening on January 12th of 2020. This conjunction is Pluto destroying the old ways of being, the structures that are no longer, able to kind of keep up with the evolving world, and creating new things. And that is the theme for you for this month. There's going to be a lot of endings that will lead to new, amazing, and beautiful beginnings. The 3 oracle cards that you get are Akasha, or the Akashic Records, Boundaries, and the Pleiades card. So the Akashic Records, or Akasha, this card in particular means that your guidance is divinely guided. So before you were born, you chose, to be born, in this body, to, these parents, to this family. And there's a reason for that. And this card reminds us that there's a reason, and that we shouldn't feel like we're walking blindly. Even in those moments of Pluto, destruction that leads to, or transformation that leads, into a whole new you, a whole new world, something beautiful and better. As we walk down that path and we get to those points on the road, we need to still remember that those are still part of the bigger plan, which we chose before we came here. And so this is reminding you that you are here for a reason, and you have to just trust and have faith that is what it is. That is your truth. You also need to make some boundaries this month. Establish better boundaries for yourself, especially if you're a sensitive soul, especially if you're a light worker, especially if you're an empath. Because as we open up the heart center, we become vulnerable. We become even more sensitive. We activate sort of that Pisces energy, which is very compassionate and loving, but it can get overwritten or overtaken or overwhelmed if it doesn't take care of itself and if it doesn't set healthy boundaries. So wherever you need to set more healthy boundaries for yourself this month, you really need to focus on that, because otherwise you will feel drained and you will feel depleted. You are already going to be going through a lot on your own, yourself, so you cannot give more than you are able to at this point. Maybe later on in the year you'll feel like you have more of that energy, but right now you're kind of going through your own internal journey and you need to really focus on yourself. That's what this card is saying. The Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. When this card comes, I definitely feel or sense light worker energy, a soul or a being that came to the planet to help make changes to the world, to help bring more light into the world, or to anchor the light into the world. And so as you do this and as you open yourself up, because the Pleiades are very much about the heart chakra. The Pleiades are the heart consciousness or Christ consciousness that a lot of people talk about. And this is that compassion, that love, definitely that Pisces energy. So just remember, there's a big opening. This is what I feel right now. It's like this big portal is opening up for you. You're stepping through it already. You are becoming more sensitive, becoming more vulnerable, becoming more aware. And as you do this, and as this happens for you, not to you, it's really important that you take care of yourself, because the world needs you, and the world needs you strong, and the world needs you healthy, and the world needs you grounded and balanced and ready to go. ready to take action, and ready to create. And that space of creativity and that space of opening up your heart center is very vulnerable. So that protection has to be there for you this month. I feel like there's a lot of beautiful things coming. You just have to make sure that you're not overdoing it or letting other people step all over you. Your spirit guide for the month is Freya, and she's all about the phases and the cycles. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. And that's Pluto, and that's the 8th house of endings and beginnings. So Freya is wanting you to realize everything works in cycles. We kind of forget that in our world, in our society, because we think in linear time, in a linear time kind of way. But linear time doesn't actually exist. We don't have in the sense, we don't have like a past, a present, and a future the way that we think of it. We have cycles. And when we start to view the world once again, naturally, as we should, in cycles, we understand that there's nothing wrong with the cycles. And we're aware of the cycles, and we know that, something has to end, one cycle has to end for the next, to give way to the next one to begin. And that's the real beauty of life. And that is what Freya is here to teach you and bring more insight into your life for you. Now you get the mouse, and the mouse is an interesting card. This reminds me also of the rat, which is the year that we're moving into, and we will have a new moon in Aquarius on January 24th, which will begin the Chinese New Year and the year of the rat. So the mouse and the rat are kind of, similar kind of energies, but this is definitely an energy of, when you think of the year of the rat, this is building. This is Capricorn energy, and it is very much about winning and being successful. The mouse, however, is a very detail-oriented energy. That is kind of like Capricorn, but that's also very Virgo. The mouse energy can be small-minded, doesn't have to be. It can be nitpicky, and it can be kind of nervous. So if you are, if that kind of describes you in moments of fear or, things changing so much that you get a little scared, then this is your message. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. So this message it's kind of like the boundary message. It's almost like, don't overdo it. Don't focus too much on like the nitty-gritty stuff. Just understand the cycle in general. Like, just understand that the cycle is changing right now for you, and you're going into a new cycle. And that means death into rebirth. And you have to go through that process. So avoid connecting too much with the fear energy that we get when there's change involved, and just try to understand more and listen more and pay attention and sort of take it all in and observe from the heart center, the heart chakra. Your stone or crystal for the month is the Dalmatian stone. And I'll read to you what this stone is all about. This is about playfulness, childlike joy and enthusiasm for life. It's also about absurdity, humor, and laughter. Watch children playing and you are watching them learn. Serious though life may seem at times, Dalmatian stone spirit is calling you to embrace the absurdity of this world. I love this. I love this message for you, especially because you had that Anahata card, the heart center card. To laugh and find humor in the everyday experiences that might otherwise frustrate you. Especially when you're dealing with that mouse energy of, always kind of scrutinizing or focusing too much on the details. All of us are here to learn, and laughter makes the lesson easier. And sometimes it even makes it stick a little bit better, for it can help you write a funny story to tell again and again. Remember that time? Boy, did I learn a lesson. So now is a good moment to crack a joke, to break the tension, and remind yourself that alongside trouble and hardship, dances a spirit of playfulness. That's beautiful, beautiful message. This is not the time for trudging or marching, but for skipping. Sing a song, make a goofy face, and recognize that the conscious universe throws you off course at times to remind you that surprises can be gifts for the invisible realms. Dalmatian stone spirit is calling you to lighten up and open yourself to playing with the possibilities. Who knows what you will discover as you join in on the fun. The conscious universe is here to trick you, but to help you, for you are deeply loved. That is so beautiful, and you are deeply guided. You did get the Akasha card. And the last card that I want to add to your reading, which is more of along the lines of a theme for you, is this month is about release. So release, 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 let go, give in, surrender, allow. All of those words are words that you should, write down, keep them around you, put it on little sticky notes all over your house. Just remind yourself you are letting go, releasing, and opening up the heart center and allowing yourself to play, and have fun in life. So I hope that this reading resonated with you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Sat Nam. Pile number 3, let's see what we have for you. All right, we have Bhuva Nesvari as your theme, and the 3 astrological influences are the 12th house of escape, the subconscious mind and bliss, lunar eclipse, which is all about change, and then the void of course moon, which is the energy of missing or kind of like off target, that kind of meaning. But the theme is very interesting for you. This is actually a goddess. Bhuvanesvari is the goddess of space and infinite possibilities. You have learned the art of creating space and are experiencing the cosmos that exists inside of you. Bhuvanesvari comes to you in deep meditation, in profound nature, in oceans, and in silence. Her stillness guides you to enter deeper into the cosmic web of potentials that exist for you in the present moment. Continue making time for whatever brings you to a point of stillness. That is where your true self resides. Know that you are not just part of the earth, but the earth is also a part of you, and you are lovingly held by her presence. This is beautiful. This is asking you to dig deep into this energy of boundless space and infinite possibilities. She is the goddess of that. And that's very much the 12th house ruled by Neptune. The 12th house is that infinite possibilities. It is that divine knowledge, is the Akashic records, it is the universe, it's the mystery schools, it's all of those things that cannot be defined, most of the time can't be seen, but they can definitely be felt. And this is what is coming for you this month of January. The lunar eclipse, there is actually a lunar eclipse in Cancer on January 10th, very close to the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, and this month is definitely about powerful changes at a structural level and also internally, within ourselves. There's change energy, and this day, January 10th, is going to be very powerful for you. So think about doing some kind of ceremony or ritual for yourself, some kind of meditation, because I feel like the void of course moon card that's not a positive energy. It's a little bit of I guess it's more of like, if you think of it in astrological aspects, it's more of like a square, or, it's an aspect that creates tension and friction and things need to be resolved. It doesn't really feel good. And that's kind of how, eclipses are. They're about revolution and change, but the change always brings something really beautiful at the end. And if we resist the change, it's worse. So it's better to just go with the flow. But what's coming for you is you're connecting with this divine energy. You're connecting with the 12th house. Bhuvanesvari, that goddess of space and infinite possibilities, is here to show you that you really are on the right path. And the change that appears in your life, and this intensity that will show up this month for all of us in general, but for you specifically, is going to show you a new way. It's going to open you up to new and infinite possibilities. And that's actually really beautiful and really powerful. The 3 oracle cards you get are the protection card, the Mintakan card, and trust your path. Those 3 cards are very powerful. Protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. A lot of times when we go through shift or change, which is what we've been, going through, and now January for you is still a little bit of that, it's important, to cut the cords from the past, from all the things that connect to the past, whether that's a relationship that no longer serves you and you need to really step away from it, or whether that's just in general, like you stop doing certain things because they don't feel good anymore. Whether that's like eating a certain kind of food or watching a certain kind of movie or TV or whatever, it's protection. It's like protect yourself. I also see an eclipse on this card, which is really significant. Now this is a solar eclipse on this card because the moon is in front of the sun. And we just did have a solar eclipse in Capricorn on Christmas. And we're at this moment that this video is coming out, we're in between eclipses. And the next one is that, like I said, that January 10th. So this is a powerful time of reflection as well, but of understanding where we're at. And you have a lot ahead of you. You have infinite possibilities ahead of you. You have mystery school activation ahead of you. And that's important, and also very important for you to take it seriously and to make sure that you are protected as you kind of travel on in your journey this month. The card of Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light worker. So Mintakan was a planet, does no longer exist, but it was made of water. So it was like beings that lived in the water, and the water is very Cancerian energy, the same as the eclipse, the lunar eclipse that we're going to have on the 10th. It will be in Cancer. This is water. This is emotions. So this is a longing for something, longing for home because, you're not home. Your home planet is gone, doesn't exist anymore, or longing for home because you've always felt different. And this is the moment where you realize I'm not really, from here, and I need to be okay with that because I am here on a mission. And that's really important for you to recognize. Again, the energy of water and the fact that the 12th house, which is the card that you got, is also ruled by Pisces, which is a water sign, Neptune, and Vuvasnesvari is about, the ocean, the expansiveness of the ocean. There's like a huge void, or what you're entering into, what you're peeking into, or kind of getting a glimpse at, is this expansiveness, right, of the universe. And that's a lot to take in. And you're also opening yourself up to that powerful energy. So it's so important that you protect yourself. And that's why, again, we see the protection card here. You need to also trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? If you knew that you were you were being guided and that you were going to be okay, would you just keep going and keep trusting that you're on the right path? Like you would. And that's exactly what you need to do. Kuan Yin is your spirit guide for the month. She is here to teach you about how to care and how to have compassion for yourself, but for others as well. She asks you to choose to be love, to do what is right for everyone involved, and to also offer a helping hand. Kuan Yin is the goddess of compassion, and she understands, right, the suffering of the world, and very connected to the water energy of the emotions, because suffering is very much like an emotional thing. She understands it, but she doesn't get lost in it as well. She also her story is, she did suffer a lot of hardship in her life, and abuse and physical abuse. And so in her journey, she realizes that you can, overcome that by healing yourself and healing your heart and understanding where everybody comes from. And that's where that compassion, that's why she's the goddess of compassion. So it's like you're opening yourself up to the energies of the world and the suffering of the world, and that's why it's important to have protection, and it's also important to what is happening for you is the sensitivities getting stronger, which means that you will understand things at a much deeper level. Now, the animal spirit that you get here is the camel. And the camel is about being very resourceful, independent, and the camel knows him or herself. The camel can have absolutely anything, as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease, even in the face of excess heat, which is judgment or anger. The camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and especially fond of trips to faraway lands. The beauty of this message here with the camel is, again, the water. The water element is like so strong in this reading. And that's it's Cancer, it's Pisces, and it's Scorpio. But I feel more Cancer and Pisces than Scorpio energy in this reading. So that's loving energy and compassionate energy. And those are the two things that are happening for you. You're opening up your sensitivities to feel what other people are feeling. You know, feelings flow, like they're sort of, electricity kind of flows through water too. So it's that you're tapping into something that's like, whoa, really big. So it can be like really intense. But the cool thing about the camel is the ability, is what it says about the water is also being able to calm the situation. You know, water being that cool elixir to calm the fire. And that's a really beautiful message for you and in finding the balance within yourself. Because we have anger. All of us have anger. All of us have dealt with trauma and things in our lives that are they're just not happy things. And as we process them, a lot of the anger will come up. And using that water element to cool that anger is the power of the water as well. And you need to you're learning how to use that power. And this month there's a lot of emotional release, a lot of emotions coming up for you this month, and a lot of processing. That's the main focus for you. Also, the crystal that you get is malachite, and malachite is about having clarity of thought and emotions, the right use of intellect, and integrating your thoughts and intuition. Wow, the word water has literally popped up in every single card that I've read for you. Overthinking can make you feel like you are starting to lose it, but malachite spirit has appeared to let you know that there is a difference between unproductive ruminating and taking the time to apply logic that can help you make sense of what you know. Reasoning with clarity means the right use of your intellect as you consider all the evidence you have encountered. You know what this reminds me of too? There's so much water here, and this malachite crystal talking about the intellect reminds me of Aquarius, and how Aquarius is, even though it's an air sign, it actually is the water bearer. So this is also has this Aquarian flair of like, you need to understand things from your intellect as you process things with your heart. It's like the balance between the heart and the mind. So this includes evidence produced by opening yourself to messages from the conscious universe through your first sense, your intuition. Your reasoning powers are at their peak right now. So let go of any old beliefs that would make you doubt Malachite Spirit's message, which is to trust that you are smart enough to sort through all of the information before you. Wow, that is powerful, you guys. I really like this reading. I love the colors that have showed up here, a lot of blue and the ocean and the green, the heart center. There's one more card that I want to show you. It is another sort of theme card for the month for you, and it is delight. The card of delight. I think this is so beautiful because what comes, after the storm, and that's kind of what I feel in this card, is like this little bird is sitting there, and it's a beautiful day, and there's happiness around. It feels like springtime. It feels like delight. Like the word says, it's very delightful to see this image. And so I think that you're moving towards this energy. You're moving towards feeling delight at life and delight at everything going on for you. And the heaviness and what you're opening yourself up to is important, because you definitely have a mission, you have a purpose, a destiny to fulfill in this lifetime. And this month is all about you, like, understanding that on an emotional level, but then also being able to see it like from the neutral mind, from the Aquarian mind, which is the water bearer. Doesn't get lost in the emotions, just kind of holds space for the water, like Kuan Yin, holds space, that compassion. So this is the energies that are, affecting and flowing through you this month. This is really a powerful reading. Let me know in the comments below how this resonated with you. And also make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And thank you so much for sharing the video out. I will see you guys next time for your February reading. Satnam. Pile number 4, let's see what we have for you. All right, we start your reading with the Rajas card, and the 3 astrological influences being Uranus, the sign of Aries, and the 6th house of routine. So starting with this Rajas card, it's very fiery. There's a lot of fiery energy just off the right away in this reading, and I feel like that means a lot of action. There's a lot of things that are moving around. This Rajas card specifically, it means dynamic movement, aggression, and energy. You are in a place of movement, and this is your theme for the month. You are in a place of movement, making the most of each day. You are passionate and excited about the task at hand and are pushing the limits of what you believed possible for yourself. Rajas is needed to bring our desires into action, and you are deep in the development phase. You have already achieved many great accomplishments because of your determination, and more await in the near future. However, remember to balance action with rest, otherwise you will lose sight of your true goal in the pursuit of achieving more. It's a very, very true statement, but what this tells me is that you're like, your momentum is going. There's nothing stopping you right now. I feel like you're moving forward and very steadily, and you're moving towards progress, because Uranus is all about progress, innovation, genius too, understanding too. It's the intellect, it's the mind, it's thinking differently, it's doing things differently. So you have already begun your path to the Aquarian age, which is the Uranus ruled sign of Aquarius. Aries here is that Mars ruled energy of action and also a little bit of force, but also, that movement forward, that courage, that makes you do the things. And the place that you're doing all of this is in the 6th house. So, which means in your everyday life, in your everyday schedule. Focus on that. If you aren't yet focused on that, make sure that the present moment, what you do from when you wake up to when you go to bed, is always, everything you do is geared towards like your purpose, your destiny, your future, because Uranus is all about the future. So if you focus on how every single day you can do something, you can take some action towards your destiny, towards your future, you will get there. And especially because of all the Capricorn energy and Jupiter in Capricorn telling us that this year is a year of building, this energy will help you do that. This is a very enthusiastic, awaken, alive, fiery energy, and that's action. That's going to make it happen. The balance here comes with these oracle cards. You get Star, Mother. How can you mother yourself? Inner Temple, Devotion, tune into the portal of your heart, and Get Grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. These 3 cards are literally like the opposite of the first 4 cards that you got. The first 4 cards are like, there's fire, the fire element, there's Uranus, innovation, different, thinking differently. It's like everyday routine, bringing in that action. Now these cards turn towards, those first 4 cards are very masculine, and now we turn to the more feminine side. This is the balance. This is you understanding that as you take this action and do the things that you need to do, you also take care of yourself. You also mother yourself. You also remember that you are, you need to be taken care of, just like maybe you are taking care of other people. You also need to remember that you have an inner temple. And whenever you need guidance and you need to tap into your intuition and you need to know the answer to something, you need to go into that devotional space. That is the portal of your heart. You need to tune into that space, and that will guide your way forward. You will open up your heart center and you will guide yourself forward. And you need to stay grounded this month, because all this fire energy can tend to get a little intense, a little overwhelming. So remember to stay grounded, especially if you're sensitive, especially if you're an empath. And the best way to do that is to connect with nature. Your spirit guide for the month is Lady Venus. So beautiful. Venus is the planet of love. She's also about downloads and understanding, which is very Uranus and is very Aquarian. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. And this is something that you need to take serious. And so grounding yourself and opening up your heart and connecting to the inner temple and taking care of yourself and mothering yourself will help you to understand the downloads that you're receiving, and then the action will just naturally come to what you need to do to continue on your journey. Now, the Cosmic Egg is the card that you got, and this is beautiful because the Cosmic Egg is actually the last card of the Animal Spirit deck, and it is about completion and harmony. It is about the infinite within the finite. The Cosmic Egg is the final card in the journey of the Animal Spirit deck, and it represents the unfolding of cosmic consciousness. So those downloads, that's what this is. This state emerges after we have tread the path for quite some time, and through self-effort and grace. Interestingly enough, the first 4 cards are effort, and the second 3 cards are grace. Wow, that's beautiful. Through effort and grace, we experience self-realization. A sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arises within us. That's very Uranus, surprises, and the veils of our self-limiting beliefs are lifted. When the essence of the Cosmic Egg has not been activated, we may feel as though we will never get there, or that we travel alone, disconnected from others. Even if our encounter with this card is brief, appearing as a momentary glimmer of flash of interconnectedness, its potent energy stays with us. The Cosmic Egg is a remedy for the fragmentation of modern life. It is through the power of this card that we are reminded of the cosmic contract written at the beginning. We hold on to life, and life holds on to us. The journey is complete, but it does not end. And I think that points towards the fact that we have kind of arrived at a point, in the universe and in the history of Earth, where there's big changes coming. And we've gotten to this point where kind of like, when people got to 2012 and the Mayan calendar ended, it was almost like it's a completion, it's over. But the truth is that it was really just a beginning. And that's exactly what I'm getting for this reading for you, is that right now, even though it feels like a completion, it is also the beginning. The crystal that you got for the month is fluorite. So if you want to get some fluorite for yourself, I actually recommend it, because this is going to be the crystal that will help you get what you need for the month. And fluorite is about clarity and purity, and also clear focus, and an end to cluttered thinking, which is important. That Uranus energy and the Aquarian energy is very much, you need clarity to really come up with new ideas and important things. Important creative ideas that will manifest if you put that power, that masculine, that Aries, that fire element, and that action, willpower towards it. But when the way forth is clear, a sense of purpose and enthusiasm arises, and the fog of distractions lifts. Fluorite spirit appears when confusion is about to disperse, giving way to pure wisdom and free, unambiguous intentions. It reminds you that you can achieve clarity by slowing down and consciously choosing to release any confusion or distractions. Like a still pool reflecting the beauty of the sky, a calm state of mind can produce the clarity you seek, allowing your intentions to be pure. Obstacles to co-creating can slip away as you work with fluorite spirit to magnify all that is pure, good, and loving within you. Focus on that and it will be amplified. And this beautiful card that you get for the last card of the reading, which is also a continuation of the theme, is the Miracles card. And the beautiful rainbows on this card just kind of tell it all. There's miracles all over. The Cosmic Egg is another card that has rainbow energy in it. The miracles are here. It's almost like they're here. All you need to do is just open your eyes so you can see them. And that's exactly what is happening for you this month of January. You will begin to see the miracles that are really all around you and find that clarity as you understand how to take care of yourself and ground yourself and mother yourself in this very epic journey of taking action in your life. And I hope that this reading resonated with you. Let me know in the comments how it did. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. I would really appreciate that. And also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And thank you for sharing the video out. I will see you all next time for your February reading. Sat Nam.